Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We will be getting started as soon as the DM is ready.
I believe I'm ready.
Rooms and
Sorry.
Reptiles for D&D. Group of all kobolds, so we are missing a couple tonight. But yeah. Take it away, Dova.
Hell yeah. We last left off as our party of, I'd say adventurers in large quotation marks.
Are you making fun of our size?
Maybe. Anyways, we left you off after you had rescued or pillaged the village of, it was actually rather unnamed since it was so small, but you had come across it as it was being attacked by a group of bandits. And at the end of the fight, you realized that they had all come in on a giant airship. Not an airship as it were, but more like a boat straight from the water that was flying. There were no propellers. There were no like giant sacks of air. It seemed to just be floating on its own. And crewing that was a complement of large and burly bandit types, as well as a large red dragonborn, whose name you really didn't catch, but you can only guess, as you've heard the name Ayastal regarding all of these attacks. And right now we start as you all recover from your intense fight. Rock passed out on the ground, having been thrown onto the ship by Cobalt, fighting for a brief moment before getting shot and hurled off the side. Otherwise, it was rather successful bandit killing. And if my count is correct, and there were around, I believe, 10 bandits and 3 bandit captains laying on the ground, dead or very close to dead.
If I remember,
as well as
didn't they blow up the town?
Yeah, so we can.
I was getting to that.
Okay. You sounded like you were wrapping up, and it's like, that was a kind of important thing.
Oh, yeah. But more importantly, in the middle of the town, sort of in the town square, a large bomb. There was really no getting around describing that as something else, as it has recently exploded, showering the village and the surrounding woods with flaming debris, earth, and bodies. It seems, however, at your current position you are outside the radius of the blast, but all of you need to make Constitution checks. Actually, no, Constitution saving throws.
Good. Good at those. Wait, it's just a country. Yay! I got a lot.
Alright. Raku? Ray? You there?
What's up?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem.
Awesome.
Oof. Erix and Raku, both of you are summarily deafened by the shockwave, and will not be able to hear anything until that has
What'd you
worn
say? Well,
Really?
I'll stop.
Maybe not while the DM's still explaining.
I appreciate your adherence to it, but hold on just a second on that.
I will.
The rest of you clap your hands over your ears, or claws over your ears, and manage to keep most of your hearing with only a faint ringing.
Cobalt,
Seems that the shock...
Sorry. Could you switch to push to talk, please? Go ahead, Nova.
I didn't realize I hadn't muted my microphone.
Oh.
There doesn't seem to be any actual fire spreading into the forest. However, the interior of the village is ablaze. What do you all do?
Okay,
I think
so who was deafened?
me and you.
Yep, it was Eric's and Raku.
Any other effects?
Other than being hurt from before, no.
Okay, so... I guess I'd look over the town, see if there's any chance that anybody might have survived.
Alright.
Doubt it, but we can...
Give me an investigation check to check over the places that aren't currently on fire.
Investigation...
You're not able to see anyone who is still alive in this town. There's only one building that you can really check right now, and looking inside, it seems to be completely ransacked. And as you can't really use your hearing to your benefit, it's you can't really find anyone.
You said investigation check?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Where are my skills?
Let's see, roll to see if I hear anyone.
You don't.
Yes.
How'd you roll a... Oh.
Yes.
Cobalt, you don't actually find anyone still alive within the village that you can search. You know that there is a mine. Well, you guess that there's a mine, as well as a large, what looks to be a tavern or perhaps a dormitory next to the mine's opening, which is currently on fire. You don't hear any screaming, though.
Oh, they must be fine.
Raku, what are you doing?
I'm like getting up off the ground because my ears are just killing me. I'm just trying to get my bearings.
Alright. Rock is going to slowly get up. He's going to just stare at the flying ship as it disappears into the distance. At this point, it's very, very far away, nearly a speck. It seems to be going somewhere to the west.
Well, since we can't really see anybody worth saving, I vote we go into the woods here, since they're not catching fire, and rest.
Until night.
Alright.
Remember, we want to start sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is a current map. And you all are just north of Baldur's Gate, about halfway between the city itself and the river to the north, near the coast.
Okay.
Alright, and you all try to set up a camp in the woods and simply wait as the cinders of the city die down.
Well, not only that, but I don't know about anybody else. I could definitely use a long rest.
That's true.
I take a bite of my baguette.
God damn it.
I'm gonna mark
Is
that
it just
down.
one baguette that you have, or is it
Yeah.
more?
Well, he can have as many as he wants,
I mean-
apparently.
Thinking this is an enchanted quiver. I'll just have to restock, so that's 2 out of 10 bites left on that one.
Alright.
I'm gonna look for centipedes and
Does my
other.
baguette give me any health back?
You feel less hungry.
Okay. You find
I
nothing.
find nothing.
How about to start
You
casting
find a few
ritual?
worms.
I'll eat them
Alright.
and then eat the. Fill up on the rest of the way on my. One of my rations. By the way, before we do, could we check and recover the cart and donkey?
Certainly can.
Okay.
Briefly looking around in the road leading up to the village, you actually find him, Donkey, having pulled the cart quite violently into the woods. It seems that in his panic, he has broken off one of the wheels.
Damn.
He looks at you rather indifferently, chewing on some grass.
What kind of grass?
Green.
Great. I start ritual casting Liam's tiny hut.
I'm going to cast mending to fix the wheel.
Alright, that'll take... And one cast is about a minute, correct?
No,
I
one
cast
cast is an
6
action.
seconds.
Alright, it'll take
Oh
around
wait,
a
it
minute
is 1 minute.
to
Sorry.
mend it.
Is it really?
Yeah, casting
believe it
time
is.
is 1 minute.
You know what? If that's the case, I will cast mending with him instead.
So you go to a system, and it takes around basically 1 minute with both of you concentrating on it. But you manage to reattach the wagon's wheel.
Cool. Now rest.
All right. Is this how long are you resting for?
8 hours.
Yeah,
8 hours?
I would say
In our
full
Liam's tiny hut.
All right. Okay.
Dova, let me show you something real quick.
Sure.
Up here in the combat tracker, when we go through a long rest, you can come in here, click on the menu, go to rest, and then long rest. And it automatically gives us our spell slots back, puts us back at max health, all that stuff.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's lots of cool functions in this.
Oh, that's the... Never mind.
You can click on that delete from tracker to delete all of the hostile
Okay.
in menu. All non-friendly or just foes.
There we go. Awesome.
Because of course you can have the yellow neutral ones as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me look at the party. So I have that somewhere up here. There it is.
The 3 people. Yeah, you got it.
Yep. That would fall on Raku. Roll me another Constitution check.
Okay.
And also, what are your watch schedules?
Aren't we in the dome?
Yeah.
It's true, but do you want to set watch schedules? Sorry, I should have phrased that differently.
Yeah, I
I guess
suppose it
there-
wouldn't
I
be a
guess
bad
there's no
idea.
All right.
I will take first watch.
Alright. Raku, your hearing over the night gradually returns to you, though.
What is he selling? He's selling chocolate.
Don't bring this up. No.
Sweet, sweet chocolate. I've always hated it. Okay,
I
sorry.
remember when they invented chocolate.
Alright, so I pick up my ears a bit, seeing that I can hear a little bit.
Your ears?
Do I have ears? I have no idea.
No,
You're a kobold.
The holes
it's
inside of
kinda
my
just
head.
a hole. But your hearing gradually returns to you, although it's still pretty bad. There's a very loud ringing still coming from your ears.
Like me in real life. Alright.
You will have disadvantage on perception checks involving hearing until that solves itself out.
Okay.
So yeah, you would not hear it. Alright,
What did I not hear?
I don't know. I mean, I know, but you don't know.
Alright, good.
Otherwise, the night passes uneventfully, and you all awake in the morning feeling rather refreshed. You see a thick column of smoke coming from the area where the village is. It's not a thick black smoke, but more of a thin grayish one.
Hey, Nova, could you maybe move your mic a little bit away from your mouth?
What?
We're getting a lot of popping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm not.
You, or at least I'm hearing it anyways, I guess.
I would not know what's
Popping
causing that.
is when your breath goes into the microphone.
Oh, yeah, that's probably
Because
me.
it's too close. Usually because it's too close.
Alright, how's this?
Try again?
Testing?
It's
Or is that
still
worse? What about now?
there. Holy frickin' crap.
Yeah, holy crap.
What Dove
That's a
and I
lot of
are seeing is that I've had like 16 people retweet the tweet about tonight's game in the last few seconds.
Wow.
Man, those bots are really giving you your money's worth.
What bots?
I'm joking.
Oh. Anyways, let's go ahead and keep playing here.
Yes.
So the night passes uneventfully.
Yep, and you
Or
all
day.
awake in
Day.
the morning feeling rather refreshed.
The day passes, right?
Oh yes, it's your morning, but in actuality, it's around 1 o'clock in the morning. Technically morning.
Cool.
Perfect.
Well, I guess we were supposed to be heading... Where was it again?
Back to Baldur's Gate, as far as you can guess.
I thought there was some, something that we had been commissioned for, but we kind of got sidetracked with this. Is what I
Actually-
understood from last.
This was actually the village you were sent to.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're good.
Yes.
Yeah, let's head back to Baldur's Gate.
Alright. You start on your way back to Baldur's Gate, traveling at night this time, as to avoid the bright, bright sun.
Cobalt stretches and is like, can we
Can we what?
Wait, what?
travel like this all the time? Motioning to the dark sky.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, good talk.
Excellent.
Glad that was decided.
I'm gonna have some more rations for breakfast.
I'm gonna have rations and feed rations.
Raku?
Yeah. I'm gonna eat more of my baguette.
I don't know why I keep asking that question.
'Cause you're
Anyways.
insane?
Probably.
I mean, you do keep asking the same question and expecting a different answer.
Can someone cast Shillelagh on my baguette? I can use it as a weapon.
Made of wood.
Mm.
Yeah, Shillelagh summons a new item, I think, or...
Nope, it just enhances a magic stick or club.
Oh,
A stick
okay.
or club to make it magic.
Basically, it needs to be a wooden stick, as far as I remember.
Oh.
Generally, a quarterstaff or a club.
Yeah.
Either way.
Alright, the first day of traveling goes rather swell. You don't have any more disturbances from pirate folk, floating airships, displacer beasts, nothing of the sort. And
What's
you
a
end
displacer
your traveling day at around noon. As you guys are getting tired and continuing on with the traveling at night thing. And I assume you're going to set up a fort, or your, what is it called?
Leomin's tiny hut.
Leomin's tiny hut. You do so, and you settle down for the afternoon.
Yes. Very
This
cool.
is very peaceful
Yep.
music for this.
Well, it is a very peaceful sort of
Great
event.
Fairy Fountain
That sounds pretty peaceful.
from Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very peaceful for this. Anyways.
Your rest goes uneventful. Raku, your hearing returns basically to what it was before. There's still that faint ringing into the back of your ear, but you don't take disadvantage anymore.
That's what it
Eric's...
was before.
What?
So that's what it was before.
Oh, right. Eric's, could you give me a Constitution check?
Check or save? Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Check. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. You are still quite deaf. You believe this is probably bad.
Actually?
Yeah. Well, I mean, being deaf is quite bad, yeah.
That.
Oh. Alright.
I didn't think of it before, but this is perfect use for it.
After 2 days of being deaf, you realize that it's probably a good idea to just spend some of your magic energies and restore it. So now you are not deaf anymore. And your hearing is restored to what it was before.
What?
Alright, is there anything special any of you want to do before you head off?
Bugs.
Alright, roll survival.
I need to stop rolling ones, though. Or so low. Though with my bonus, it's not too bad.
So we're just in the
you
middle of a
find
forest
some-
right now?
Yeah. You
Okay.
find some beetles and a caterpillar.
I eat them all.
Alright.
Nom nom.
You feel satisfied with your bug eating.
Good. I offer some to Raku.
I decline.
You and your baguette.
Uh-huh.
Roughly a day away from Baldur's Gate. All of you see this as it's quite apparent, but off to the side of the road there seems to be a rustling in the bushes, something moving around in there. You see it down the road a ways as well, on the same side. Can everybody give me a perception check? It is nighttime. One sec.
Holy crap, Cobalt.
Shit.
Yes.
I actually do the roll of the skills?
You can either double click on this box here with the die, or click and drag to the chat.
Oh, there it is. I see the die. It's a bit quiet. It's a bit small.
But again,
It's a bit quiet.
Quiet. Oh, just got E15. Eric's, you are able to see the outline of several wolves. These are rather large wolves. You give a quick count and estimate there to be at least 7 or 8.
Oh, that's not gonna work. Wait, can I have
What'd you try to do?
advantage if I... Well, I was gonna pull out some jerky from my pack and offer it friendly.
That's probably why they're after us.
Alright, you do so, as you've already rolled for it, Eric.
Do I get advantage because jerky?
I would say it will be taken into account,
Okay.
but I won't say if you get advantage. Where are you standing when you offer the jerky out?
I'm gonna be on the cart, kind of leaning over the edge, because, well, I don't want to get out of the cart for that, because I at least have a wall to hide behind.
You lean over the side of the cart, holding out a piece of beef jerky and kind of waving it, maybe trying to get the wolves over. Doesn't seem that the wolves are buying it. None of them come out to eat the jerky.
Are they... You said they are large, but are they like regular-sized wolves or dire wolves?
Give me a nature check.
Ugh, what is with these rolls?
Well, they're large for you. A lot of animals are.
I was just to say, that's not saying much.
Yeah. My luck has gone.
Going with your previous perception roll, maybe about... It's much larger than a golden retriever,
Well, yeah,
but smaller than a horse.
okay,
About
so
halfway
they're
between.
regular wolves.
Probably.
Well, a dire wolf is as big, if not bigger, than a horse. They're at least in the same category. Size category.
Hmm.
I'm gonna let the rest of the group know that they are present.
Okay. When he lets me know, I ready my bow and I trace one of the wolves.
Alright.
I take out my book, my spell book. I take out my book and my quill, and I also trace one of the wolves.
Alright, give me a perception check, Cobalt.
I was making a joke, but okay.
Yeah, I got that.
Thank you. At least you did. Well, that's about as much as I expected.
Now give me a dexterity check.
Check
Do
or
you
saving
have
throw?
proficiency with artist tools or drawing tools?
Do I?
If you do, then add your proficiency bonus to it.
I don't think so. I don't know what I would have gotten it from.
Alright.
Great.
I think I'm gonna draw this up, actually.
I want you to, please.
Okay. Let's see, how do I forget how to draw. There we go. I'm gonna draw it over in the sea of swords.
My fault. I'm not.
Yeah, it's got 3 legs, fuck it.
Little do we know, one of the wolves really only has 3 legs.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's over there.
There you go.
Beautiful. I show the wolves.
Man, are you gonna be open for commission soon?
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm closed. I'm sorry. Oh, him.
Already closed.
I show the
You-
wolves my drawing.
You show the wolves. The wolves don't seem to care much.
Aw, I worked so hard though.
They seem to be critics.
Everyone's a critic.
Alright. You continue traveling on, keeping an eye out on those wolves as they seem to be traveling with you, although never actually coming out of the forest. Within right around 11 o'clock in the morning, when things are starting to get very, very bright, you finally arrive back in Baldur's Gate. Let me give you a map, and I know for a fact that Zim's been playing Baldur's Gate, the game, and he's going to get angry at me for getting a lot of details wrong because I'm pulling from the same source. But bear with me, Zim. That's the wrong map. That's not feel that one. And that's actually that's good. It's good size.
Make it smaller.
You sure?
You should always make it smaller before you share it.
All right.
Just in case.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Because sometimes well, actually, it looks like they did add that feature finally, so at least we can make it smaller if we need to, but it used to be
dear.
that unless that little spot in the bottom right was there, you were screwed. Especially since if it wasn't there, you usually couldn't hit the X either.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish these maps were click and drag
They are.
instead of this little thing in the corner.
Mouse wheel, click and drag.
Yep.
Unless he doesn't have a mouse wheel.
I do. That's not very comfortable. But I guess that works still.
Oh no.
It's fine for
Not
me
your-
because
not
I
your
do it all the
comfort.
time anyway, so...
All right.
Okay, cool. It's nice to have in mind.
You arrive at roughly 11 a.m. Not very many people are about, as most of them have already gotten to where they need to go. You arrive in the gate in the north. You show the guards your passes, which I believe I told you to put in your inventory.
No, I didn't get one yet.
No?
You did not, but I would probably flash my badge anyways.
By the way, you're able to get back into the city. And Baldur's Gate is a very, very large city, as you can see by this map. And perhaps even larger than what the map shows, as this
So
is
is it just Baldur's Gate Pass?
pretty much. It's for those of you who choose to go that way instead of going through or going with Eric's
Well, it's
Zentarum pass or
it's
Zentarum badge.
the way it is supposed to work canonically is that races such as ourselves, kobolds, hobgoblins, bugbears, or whatever else, I don't remember all the ones added in Volo's guide, the way we are accepted in society is by being a member of one of the major factions. And then, of course, our pass would be the badge showing we're a member of said faction. Dova can do whatever he wants with it, but that's just how it is canonically.
Okay.
I prefer to think it as a sort of non-partisan thing. You were, and you have done quite a lot of work for Baldur's Gate in the past, clearing out various problems that they request help for, and have eventually earned yourself sort of a recognition that you actually contribute to the society. So they let you go through the gates and act as a regular citizen would.
So what you're saying is we got our green pass, huh?
You got your green card. You did.
Green card, yeah.
I mean, if you wrote that down in your inventory as your Baldur's Gate green card, I wouldn't even be mad.
I'll stick with my Zentarum badge.
Alright. But you all do make it in. You all proceed to... Actually, what do? You have the option of going to the manor of Harl's Hordain. Or Hordine, sorry. I mispronounced my own character's name wrong.
I say we go to the High House of Wonders.
I want to stop by the bakery to get some more bread.
Alright. You probably would know where the best bakery is.
Yeah, I would.
Alright. Wrote down some notes here.
Let's see, how much is the baguette?
Baguette is... It's 5 silver at this particular bakery that you're fond of. It's very nice, it's very light and fluffy, but it's also got that structure behind it to keep it in one solid shape.
I know a guy who works in the back, he was one of my criminal clients.
It's true. He likes to keep it secret, and when you push him about it, he tries to silence you with bread. He offers to give you a deal on a baguette for 3 silver pieces.
Alright. I'll take 3.
Alright. Take away 9 silver and add 3 excellent baguettes.
Alright, let me see. What is it? It's 10 silver to a gold?
Yep. So
Okay.
you would get 1 silver back if you spent 1 gold. Raku's going to the High House of Wonders. Oh,
Raku
Lord.
went to the bakery.
Oh no, sorry, Eric's.
Yes, I'm going to the High House of Wonders.
Give me a moment to find something written on this. Let's see. Alright.
What's happening here?
Alright, you go to the High House of Wonders. What do you want to do there?
I'm gonna go look at all the exhibits.
Alright.
What is the High House of Wonders?
Basically a
Ask as they
museum.
start walking with Eric.
The museum of magical weaponry, artifacts, various reliquaries, some sorts of things that actually explode
I'm gonna go with him.
and have exploded in the past.
I like
Oh,
how
wow.
he threw that in, like he's trying to dissuade us from going.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that because I'm reading it right here.
It sounded like you were trying to hint that you might blow us up if we go in.
I'm not going to do that.
Things have been known to explode there.
These things do explode here.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
Alright.
I actually
Going inside and kind of flashing your honorary citizen cards, they kind of reluctantly let you in, and you stumble around the various public exhibits that they have. It's very interesting, especially for you two, since you two are so invested in the magical arts. There's quite a lot of books for sort of public reading. None of them are really magical in and of themselves, but they're of interesting subjects. They're kind of stuffed away in a corner for kind of a library sort of thing. There's plenty of glass display cases. Many of them are very, very thick with iron reinforcements. Comically, the larger the exhibit is and the larger the containment vessel is, the smaller the artifact usually is, you've observed. For example, in the center, sort of the centerpiece of the public exhibit, is a iron-banded cube, roughly 2 meters on each side. Very, very small, thick glass windows, and looking in, you see a small earring. Not 2 earrings, but just one. It is labeled as an unknown artifact, and it dates to around 250 years prior. There's a short blurb underneath, giving a history of it, and it seems to be, as far as the scholars here can tell, a piece of jewelry from Gond herself. Sorry, one sec.
I shrug and move on. Having
Alright.
no ears, I have no interest in earrings.
I actually have ears. I'm going to conjure a replica of and put it in my ear.
Are you trying to get arrested?
This is exactly how to get arrested in a museum.
Yeah.
You may not have the real one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me see what the security guard thinks. Oh, you're lucky. A security guard who's watching the whole thing glances at you, looks back at the exhibit, looks at you with a very, very stern sort of, I'm going to arrest you if you don't stop doing that look.
I look at him and wave.
He approaches you, very large spear in hand.
What is he?
What?
What is he? Is he a human?
Yeah.
Okay. I say hello.
Could you explain to me what you think you're doing, sir?
I said I'm trying it on, and just so you know, the version that I make radiates dim light. It looks. I say it looks nice.
Cobalt, give me a history check.
Okay. There's the H.
It
There you go.
comes back to you. Your memory floods with the image of a sign placed near the entrance, which reads, "No outside magic allowed within these grounds."
That would have been useful to know had I seen that when I came in. Dova.
Something I forgot to detail.
Great.
Eric's, what are you rolling for?
I'm seeing how my luck's doing right now.
It seems pretty standard.
Well, normally my luck's been much better.
I told the
That's
security
definitely
guard.
not okay, so...
I told the security guard, "Oh, I'm sorry." Had not existed within the universe before just now.
Oh. Wish
Guard
I was calling
nods.
for real now.
Right, Dova?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guard nods, seeing you dispel the illusion.
Um,
And he seems to return to his walking patrol. What's up, Eric's?
I'm debating.
I could
Eh,
feel it so much.
Only one person says so. While the guard is distracted by Cobalt. I'm gonna try to pickpocket him.
The guard.
Yes.
Well, sleight of hand. And I'm not letting you use that roll.
Oh, I know. Those were all just practice, I guess. Here goes nothing. No!
Oh, there it is.
Woo!
How screwed am I?
Your hand bumps into something very loud. It seems to be a keyring in his pocket. His head instantly bolts to you, staring straight at you.
I give him a sheepish grin.
It's a very awkward silence where you stare at him, hand in his pocket.
I start feeling his leg like I was just, you know, doing unspeakable things.
He grabs your arm. As you don't really have any way to... Jeez. He grabs your arm and lifts you up by it. And starts carrying you out towards the street.
I give him Cobalt dies. Damn it.
You think he's a racist? A damn dirty racist.
Actually, I'll try to persuade him. That's better, because I got proficiency.
What do you say?
I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
Alright, roll persuasion.
Yes! Nova?
He holds his other hand out. Looks at you very sternly and says, "Card, please."
I reach into my pouch and hand him my Zentarum badge.
He shakes his head and says, "Card."
Okay, I hand him that then.
Alright. He drops you rather rudely on the ground and tears off something from the cart.
Uh-oh.
He returns it to you, and you see that one of the corners has been torn off.
What was on the corner?
Just some... I'm trying to think of the word. Basically embellishments, a decorative border.
Oh.
You know that when these were given to you, that one corner off meant one strike.
Uh-oh.
If you're caught making trouble or doing generally, hooligan-ish things, then one of the corners will be torn off. If the card doesn't have 4 corners, or it doesn't have a single corner, sorry, then it will be taken from you, and you'll be basically an outlaw if you're still within the city.
Okay.
So yeah, mark down that you have 1 strike out of 4.
It could have been worse.
Guard returns to his patrols, but not after giving you a swift bonk with his spear directly to the base of your neck, sort of right on your shoulder.
Ow! That was rude.
It wasn't
Oh,
very
mhm.
painful,
Mhm.
however, it was very, very loud, and everyone is now staring directly at you.
I give them all sheepish grins.
You do so, and a moment after, having felt quite a bit of shame, you stand back up. Raku, what are you doing?
I've been making my way through Baldur's Gate, and I just got to the the High House of Wonders to see Eric's getting tossed by the guard.
All right. What do you do? What does everyone do, actually?
I'm looking at all the exhibits.
I go and help him up.
You do so.
I continue nonchalantly looking through the exhibits.
You see that you're being tailed by a guard at all times, pretty much now.
I just give him a grin too.
His facial expression doesn't seem to change. It's not the one that actually disciplined you,
Mm-hmm.
but it is still a guard of the museum. Of the High House. Cobalt, you come across a few more interesting relics, such as boots, which seem to be made out of a constantly shifting leather. Not necessarily alive, but they don't seem to be standing still. In a squeamish sort of way, not in a vibrating sort of way.
Interesting.
You also find a staff in a very peculiarly placed exhibit. It's directly in the middle of a hallway, kind of askew and very, very high up, is a solid bronze rod, kind of suspended in midair.
And the rod itself is sitting there?
Yes, not supported by anything.
Mm. I
The
want it.
display case is actually anchored to the rod itself, as the display case isn't touching the ground or anything else.
Neat.
Sorry?
I said neat.
Alright, how long are you guys going to stay in the High House of Wonders?
Until we can successfully steal something. Obviously.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Oh, then it should be me doing something.
Well, yeah, you're here with us now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I was thinking about messing around with the guard because I know this entire place like the back of my hand, and I can just hide from them. My sleight of hand is +8 also.
Do it.
Okay, we need to figure out something worth stealing, though.
There's the immovable rod in here.
Oh, you wanted that, huh?
Honestly, I would want it because it's such a silly item. And there's so many things you can do with it, even though it's usually useless in most cases. But, There's some weird shifting boots, and there's this earring that apparently is really heavy, really heavily guarded.
Yeah, so let's not go mess with that.
The boots
What's the
sound
security-
interesting.
What's up?
The boots sound interesting.
Do they do anything special?
We don't know. They just, the shape seems to always be shifting.
What was the plaque say?
What's the plaque say, Dova? Can I read it?
Give you one moment. Let me actually write these things down.
Oh my god.
The boots are actually named, and really a lot of these items around are named on their properties, not really where they came from, as most of it is unknown, most of it is kind of hearsay and legend. And these seem to be one of the attribute-based names, as it's called the Ever-Running Boots.
Sounds
The
like
plaque said that not much is known of its origin, but it was found in a chain of islands to the south of Kalimshan. It seems to be able to move its user in such a way that their form is very fluid and able to dodge obstacles such as incoming projectiles. Really, that's it.
What's
It is
the
remarked that they're not very stylish.
what's the security like around the boots?
The boots seem to be a low to medium security artifact.
Is
There
the
is
rod?
a...
Oh,
What?
I was gonna say, is the rod the lowest, or
The rod has the same sort of almost standardized case around it. Not much is given to protecting it from people, as it's a decent distance up in the air. It's actually 9 feet in the air in a sort of atrium area.
Oh, so we can.
Weirdly,
get to it?
the ceiling is much higher here.
Hmm.
The cases themselves are not very... Like, they're not solid iron. They're a larger amount of them are glass or other transparent materials. Perhaps magical fields on some of the more higher security items. Like is actually a ring of wishing in the museum. However, its location is not given to the public, as that would probably be a bad idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I guess we'll keep looking then, since it's sounds like we can't even get up to the item.
I can
Well,
misty stuff up there.
I mean, you don't. Yeah,
It's
you
quite
can miss-
easy.
Are they like on a ledge? Could they be knocked off?
The rod?
The boots.
The boots are inside of a display case.
Oh,
Everything is locked down decently tight. You know
Alright.
for a fact that it's not possible to just grab something off a shelf and try to run for it,
I know.
because nothing is on a shelf and open to the public.
So it's locked.
There's a gift shop.
It's probably a gift shop, yeah.
I can probably lift something from there. Guys, look what I stole from the museum.
I mean, we can go for those boots.
I don't think they'll be useful.
Are you discussing this?
Huh?
No.
Are you discussing this in character?
Of course not. Why would we do that?
I'm using message.
Alright.
Okay. Well,
Oh wait,
we're not,
that's magic. I can't be using
It's
that.
magic.
Never mind.
if we're not going to do anything in here, then we can head out.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of things. It's
We're
nice.
just scouting the area right now.
Oh, Bova,
We'll come
Yeah.
back later.
I go to the gift shop.
Alright. Inside the
What
gift
is-
shop is, I'm getting bad ideas.
Are you?
I think we're on the same page, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There are, in fact, replicas of some of the items here.
Interesting.
As this is a rather popular and prestigious museum, attracting people from all around the world, there are plenty of various knickknacks you can buy from here. Trinkets they sell to commemorate the place. It seems that a genius who was quite ahead of his time was put in charge of the revenue for this place.
Hmm. I don't know what I would want to buy. What kind of hats do they have?
There's no ball caps.
Disappointed. Do they have any oversized, overpriced plushies?
I would say yes, they would.
Great.
They would have some various stuffed animals, maybe some toys for the kids.
I want a stuffed animal of the guards.
There is not a stuffed animal of that.
I'm gonna go ask the clerk quite loudly, because I assume the guard is still watching, and say that that's what I want.
She looks down at you. She's a female human.
And she suddenly casts Flesh to Plush on the guard.
It's actually a dragon.
Oh.
No. She looks down at you and says, sorry, we don't have anything of the sort. We do have this Tarask plushie.
Tarask plushie?
Yes.
How much is it?
She looks down at a large sheet of prices behind her desk. That one is 8 gold.
Mine.
Alright.
We'll
She
check out
reaches
the cart.
behind, looking or taking your gold and putting it into a lockbox. She points on the wall, and you see a plush about the size of you hanging there. Let me see if I can find a picture. Anyways, what is everyone else doing while I grab this picture to shove into Discord?
Are there any semi-magic items around that glow constantly?
Give me a perception check.
You get one of those. Can't guarantee it'll be great. Hey, look, it's a low number.
What is it? 6? Okay. You weren't able to see any that are kind of just lying around. But there was some interesting rings over, sort of in the bulk display section. It was a series of large glass displays which kind of went up onto the wall of various rings and trinkets. There's actually a decently large book chained to a pedestal with a listing of all of the various magical artifacts held inside the cabinet.
Okay.
A few of them did glow. One of them glowing with a sort of sinister purplish black light. One of them glowing bright red, and the other glowing faintly sort of golden. One would say dimly glowing.
Okay. I look at the rings for a moment, and then realize I'm broke, and then leave the store.
Okay.
Is there any like higher class looking people in this shop?
There are. There seems to be a family of a mother, a father, what looks to be a teenage daughter, or perhaps a servant or maid. And she's dressed much worse than the rest of them, much more plainly. And a son, roughly 10 years old or such.
Alright. I'm gonna go towards the father, and then try to stealth and see if anyone can see me.
Whew.
Oof. Oof.
Not sure survival's the
survival.
one you want, but
Oh,
That
can you keep
sucks.
the
was such a
20,
good
please?
roll.
I'll take that 20.
Okay.
But
Alright.
what's the modifier for it?
11.
I was gonna say probably
Oh.
higher.
31.
Okay, give me a sec here. First of all, I put the picture of the plushie inside the Rooms and Reptiles channel on the Discord.
I will share it on the stream.
Hell yeah.
And I am going to give the guard a big triumphant grin as I pull it off and walk towards the door to wait for the others.
All right. You see, he kind of shakes his head. You're not sure whether he's showing disgust, sort of denial, or really what emotion he's showing. He seems to be very well trained.
So are we all leaving the building now?
Except for
I'm in the middle of something here.
So what were you
Alright.
trying to do, actually?
I was just making sure no one can see me before I try to pickpocket him.
Alright.
Or not that nobody can see me, but no one knows what I'm up to.
Also,
You slink into a rack of clothing.
Eric, how much more time do you have left?
I'm just imagining
Still
the
another
thing
hour?
of Homer Simpson
and a
just
half.
like
Okay.
slinking into the bush.
You basically do that and end up pretty much right behind the father.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try. Oh, not that. Try to see what I can get off of him. Ah, damn. Oh.
That's- That's pretty good.
I added the plush picture to the stream, by the way, guys.
I'm actually not on the stream right now.
Fix it.
Shit.
Mhm.
I'd like to see this picture.
And I sent a... I rolled insight to see what he actually does think.
All right. He seems to be fed up with you and is glad that you're going.
As we're walking away, I'm gonna.
Are there
You know
any
what?
fedoras in here?
Can we finish what I'm doing?
Sorry.
Yes, we definitely can.
No. You will forever be on suspense.
Who silently and well, really silently, you insert your hand into his pocket and start lightly looking around with your fingertips. I'm not sure what kind of check this would be. Roll perception.
It's not my best. Alright, let me see.
We could always
Uh,
go Skyrim with this and just say that he's just
say,
looking.
He's just looking.
Yeah, he's just shopping.
just looking.
Window shopping.
That's true.
There's nothing
Using
illegal
your
about
various skills, you start basically determining what he's carrying on him. And this is, with that sleight of hand check, you get to know a lot more.
Okay.
He's carrying 2 keys, a dagger in a, it seems to be a ceremonial dagger on a sheath on his hip. It's nicely decorated and not very large. It is attached quite firmly, though. He's carrying a coin pouch, 2 coin pouches actually, on his belt, each of which contains a respectable amount of gold. There is a few scraps of paper inside one of his rear pockets. And that actually seems to be it.
Hmm.
Can I tell if this is just like just a regular dagger though? It's just ceremonial.
It is definitely a ceremonial dagger, or sort of a decorative one.
So it'll break if I try to use it.
For genuine combat, probably.
All right.
For simply stabbing someone maybe once or twice, it'll probably work. And opening letters.
I'm gonna take one of the pouches of gold.
All right. I'll roll sleight of hand. And how are you going to detach it from his belt?
Let me
It's
see.
held on there by a simple leather strap. You play. It's kind of like the leather strings holding
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was in the bag. Now I'm remembering. Can I like open the drawstring and just like take a handful so I don't have to actually take it from his belt?
Roll sleight of hand.
Can I do advantage since I'm already there with my first sleight of hand?
Yes. And for some reason, heavy metal is playing over my farm and small town playlist. Alright, 16. Let's see what his perception is. Ooh, he rolled bad. He seems to be in a bit of a small argument with his wife about something or other, and during a high point in it, you sneak in and grab a handful of gold. You aren't actually able to count it right now, as it would make too much noise.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just carefully sort of palm it all. And what do you do next?
I put it in. Let me see. I like slink myself back into the center of the clothes, and then I put it in my pocket, and then I walk out the other side.
All right.
And then I meet up.
All right. Add a unknown amount of gold to your pouch. You'll have to actually count it out later.
I'll put it in my notes.
Yep. A handful-ish.
Okay.
And you walk outside. You see Eric's and Cobalt outside. Eric's holding a gigantic stuffed animal.
I'm loading it into the cart.
All right.
I hop in the back of the cart and I start counting the coins that I got.
That's like a magical version of it. I conjured a copy of the plush.
So it just
Alright.
occurred to me that earlier I should have turned into a mouse and then scampered off or something. I didn't think to use my wild shape.
Maybe.
Can you?
Anyways.
You should just go back inside there and pick up the corner that the guard cut off, and then mend it back on. To your card.
What did he do with that corner of the card?
You
Considering
don't know.
it just
He didn't drop it
dropped.
on the ground.
Oh.
You do infer that repairing magic is very, very well known and common. Especially among adventurers and other learned people.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't infer any magic to the item. It specifically says that.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, I'm gonna use mending and try and restore what was damaged.
Well, you need to get the corner.
Yeah, he took the corner
Maybe.
from you. That's not a maybe.
Yep, you would need the other part of it.
Oh. What's the card made out of?
Paper.
Very thick paper. Actually, no, it'd be sort of parchment.
I want to use Druid Craft to make a replica.
What can Druidcraft make?
What?
Druid Craft.
I don't think it can do that.
Well, I could make a seed grow. And I'm sure I could use it to guide it a bit.
It's generally organic stuff, Druidcraft. Anything else is like minor illusion, usually.
Can I use Lesser Restoration?
It's not organic.
The paper is
It
dead.
is organic.
The parchment is definitely dead,
So.
so it would not work.
So
Fine, I'll
no.
just use Acid Splash.
Pocket sand.
You're actually doing that?
No. So maybe.
Okay, good.
I mean, I could always just do that and be like, go up to them and be like, unfortunately, I kind of had an accident while working out in the field. Can I get a replacement?
I don't know. I hear they're pretty good at insight checks.
Eh.
I sit here continuing to try to count the coins that I got out, just flabbergasted because I can't do math.
Well, it's not very hard to count to 12.
Alright,
Doesn't he have a -5 to count to intelligence? Or no.
I was waiting on that. Zim talked over me trying to get my total.
You count about 12.
Alright, 12 platinum pieces, cool.
No, gold pieces. Not gonna give you that much.
Alright, that doubled my gold, essentially.
What's your intelligence at?
Mine?
Yeah.
10.
Oh,
Average.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, my rolls were actually really good. I have no negative scores.
Yeah.
Aren't you lucky?
Yep.
Anyways, what are you all doing now that you are in your cart? It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I say we go turn in, go talk to the guy at the manor, and then turn in for the day.
Rook just kind of blankly nods. Seems he's been asleep in the cart for pretty much the whole day.
Mm.
Raku, what about you?
I mean, I'm going with them. I want to get my payment.
I
Alright.
said that's what I say, as in you guys are free to disagree or choose a different option.
No, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. You all head to... Again, let me get his name, because I keep forgetting it and keep mispronouncing it. Sir Harls Hordine. You head to his manor in the upper city. You were given quite a few looks by the guards, and one of them actually requests to see your identification cards.
Which you show him, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
He does give a disappointed look at Eric's when he sees the one of the corners has been torn off of yours.
These are not the kobolds you're looking for.
He looks at you, eyebrows low, and he says, "That's right. We're not really looking for any kobolds."
Exactly.
I don't want to give you that victory.
I use prestidigitation to summon doves that fly like a magic trick. Poof.
He gives you your cards back, just sighing loudly. He just points in the direction that your cart was going before, and he says, "Just go on your business."
There we go.
Yeah.
Alright. You eventually arrive at the manor of Lord, and I believe I said Sir last time, but it's actually Lord. Lord Harl's Hordine. It is a relatively modest manor, actually, for this part of town. It's got a large turret in one of the corners. The turret is, of course, not referring to a mounted gun position, but to a large sort of spire butting off from the house. It's
Okay.
a bluish color.
Blue.
Sort of a light baby blue.
Great color.
It is. It really is. It's a nice house. The guards on the outside, they let you in when they see you approaching. Although they do keep a tight grip on their weapons. You park your cart in the stable. It's a small stable, but it's large enough for the cart to just sit there for a night. Or for an hour. And you all are led inside by a guard. This guard doesn't seem to be part of the, was it the Flaming Hand?
Flaming Fist.
Flaming Fist. The Flaming Fist, of course, is a mercenary organization that has kind of turned itself into the protector of Baldur's Gate. They're decently professional, and they do a pretty good job. These seem to be personal guards, however. As you are led in, there's a small foyer with a reception desk of sorts. And sitting at it is a male human who you have met before. This is his assistant, who actually hasn't told you their name. He looks at you all, and he looks at a large bound book that he's writing on. And he says, Mr. Hordine is actually busy right now. He should be done with his current appointment in roughly maybe 40 minutes. If you're willing to wait that long, of course.
I shrug
Okay.
and look for a seat.
Alright. There are a couple of lounge chairs, sort of a lot like the sitting in a hotel foyer. Like there's various there's 2 tables set up, small tables with 3 chairs around them each. You go and sit down at one of those tables, Eric's. Everybody else?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just following behind him.
Alright. What do you guys do to pass the time? There's a large grandfather clock situated next to the door leading further into the manor. Clicks loudly.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make flowers grow out of the table.
Out of the table.
Yes.
I believe Druidcraft only lets you grow flowers out of your hand.
Okay, fine, I'll do that.
Alright. You practice your Druidcraft, growing various types of flowers.
All it says is you make a flower blossom.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the range of it?
Oh, no. It means that like a flower that's closed blooms.
Oh. This is a dumb spell.
Let's see.
Fine.
So we're just in the
I will predict the weather.
All right. Today is rather nice, and it doesn't seem that it's going to change overnight. However, in 3 days, there's going to be a very large thunderstorm. Possibly cause some flooding in the lower city.
Fun.
Hmm.
And this does turn into an actual effect above the table.
The weather?
Yeah. It
So it becomes
creates...
It's only for 24 hours, so it wouldn't storm yet.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts what the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours. The effect might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies, a cloud for rain, falling snowflakes for snow, and so on.
You sense a faint breeze. It's rather pleasant. However, there is a cold tinge at the end of this sort of sensation.
Alright, so it's gonna snow. Got it.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Can I make it snow?
You can certainly try.
In a 5-foot cube, yeah, I believe so.
Alright, anybody else?
I'm gonna conjure a duplicate of one of the books that I looked at the museum
Alright,
and start reading it.
roll history.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Okay.
You will see why.
Okay. Well.
You remember the outside of this book very, very well, but you forgot what was actually in it.
Did I look at what was in it?
You definitely looked at what was in it, and you remember themes. It was about some sort of like a bunch of magical items appearing out of nowhere in the north, but that's all you remember. And really, in verbatim, inside the book is what you remember.
Oh, so it's like a magical thing.
The what?
Is it a magical thing making me not unable to remember verbatim?
No, you're just
no.
not able to remember it.
You have to be able to see or know what is inside the item to create a duplicate of it. You know, if you know the title of the book and have seen it, you can't recreate it with your own ability and then look inside to read what was in the book. You have to actually look inside the book first.
I see.
But it's nice having your memory jogged about it.
I mean, normally I never forget things.
Is that a benefit you have? Or?
Keen mind.
That is right.
That's why I was like, do I have to make a history check?
And what does keen mind entail? I don't remember exactly how it's phrased.
Allow me to remind
I know it's...
abilities.
No, it's something else.
Increasing total score by 1. You always know which way is north. You always know the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset. You can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month.
Huh. Alright. How much time did you spend reading?
I don't know.
Alright, we'll say it was about half an hour. In your half an hour of reading that book, you remember roughly 2 chapters. And reading through it again, those 2 chapters get reinforced. The 2 chapters were, again, about the sort of the cluster of magical items appearing from somewhere to the north. And that somewhere to the north is Gauntlgrim, what used to be a dwarven stronghold, but had been driven to ruin by both the Civil War and by outside influences, none of which are really well known by scholars since it happened so quickly, and the ruins of it have become just absolutely deadly for anyone to actually enter. All of it's based on speculation and what's been recovered from the upper passages, ones that are somewhat safe to traverse. The second chapter. Let's see. The second chapter was actually talking about these items.
Mm-hmm.
The items basically left Gauntlgrim on their own, or were carried out by its quite ghoulish inhabitants.
Ooh. I see. Okay.
They consist of a rod of magic missile. However, it's able to cast it without needing to recharge itself, or without needing someone else to recharge it.
Oh.
It's unknown whether it's infinite or just a really, really large amount.
Okay.
A helmet which allows some very, very brief precognition.
Precognition?
It allows you to see into the future for a very, very brief time.
Okay.
Roughly 5 seconds into the future.
Interesting.
For limited bouts of time. However, it caused massive headaches to whoever used it. Basically incapacitated them after around 2 successive readings. And a few scrolls containing spells which are very, very rare and sort of I'm trying to think of the word and I can't think of it, but they're not normal. They're not the spells really don't make much sense. Unorthodox. There we go.
Okay.
And that's what you read for the 40 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Raku, what are you doing?
Let me see. I'm trying to remember. So we're in the manor right now, right? We're waiting. Is there wait staff around us? Like servants?
You don't see any, but...
Okay.
It would appear not at the moment.
Alright, well, I spend my time jotting down a note on a piece of paper.
Alright.
40 minutes?
What are you writing?
I'm doodling, too. I'm writing a letter to a contact for once we meet the person.
Ah.
Or, could I wander around and find, like, some servants? Or do we have to, are they making us sit there?
One second. It seems that you are being sort of held here.
Alright.
You can't really progress further into the manor without permission.
Well, I wrote it down, then I tried to find someone, and they told me to stay there, so I'm just waiting.
Alright. The 40 minutes eventually passes.
During the 40 minutes, I want to summon the faint odor of a skunk behind the clerk guy behind the desk.
You see him look around, trying to find the source of the smell.
Okay.
Eventually, he seems to get used to the smell, and so continues his work, albeit with the very distracted look on his face.
Awesome. That was all.
After around 35 minutes, you start to hear some loud footsteps from behind the door. And storming out, slamming the doors open, is a rather tall dwarf, green cloak, nearly black hair, and long beard, braided, of course. Is somebody clipping their fingernails?
Yeah, that's really kind of gross on voice.
Alright, sorry.
Continuing on. You see the dwarf give you a brief, angry look and continue past you, almost ignoring you. As he slams open the front door as well and storms off. You hear some lighter footsteps behind him, and emerging from the slammed open doors is who you remember to be Lord Harls Hordin. He's a rather average height human male with blonde hair and brown eyes, with very formal clothes on. They seem to be sort of a bluish color with brown accents. He looks very, very troubled. He looks at you all for a moment, then he looks at his assistant. His assistant gives him a nod, and strange look, and Harls looks back at you all. I suppose you're all here about the banditry?
Yeah.
Good. He turns back to go to return through the door and waves you in behind him. Come on. Let's talk about this in my office.
Alright, we follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. He leads you through a short hallway. There's plenty of branches off which go to different rooms, as well as staircases. And he opens a door into a... actually, no, the door was already open. Into a study of sorts. He sits down at his desks and motions to a few chairs and stools that are on the opposite side of him. The study itself is very well decorated, with various bookshelves on the wall, paintings, and a few portraits of himself as well as his wife, it seems. His wife is human, can't really tell her height, with brown hair, and he sits down at his desk, rubs his hands together, and looks at you all expectantly. You remember that he's a very down-to-business type of man. He doesn't like skirting around issues very much.
Well, I sit and say quite simply, unfortunately, the town has been destroyed.
He nods. He says, I knew that. That was frankly, the overseer of that town right there. Did you see what happened, at least?
There were pirates led by a very
far inland.
They're not
Gives you
normal pirates. They well, I doubt you're gonna believe us, but they were on a flying ship.
He stares at you all for a good long time.
Hey, Dale, I have a
Size.
question.
Yeah.
If I've seen something, can I conjure a very small replica of it?
You can.
Alright, I'm gonna conjure a no longer than 3 foot by 3 foot replica of the flying ship.
You do so. Is it
Yeah.
sort of like a hologram, or is it kind of a model?
It's a model, it's an actual thing. The only thing that shows that it's magical is the fact that it glows faintly.
All right. You produce a replica as best as your advanced knowledge can do,
I say it looked like this.
complete with a small dragonborn on the bow,
Yes.
as you weren't able to see any other crew. And you place it on his desk.
We killed what pirates we could, but unfortunately we kind of lack wings to get up to the ship itself. Though our companion here, kind of managed to get up there for a moment.
You see Rock think hard for a moment, and he just smiles and nods, just thinking to himself. Hordine picks up the model of the ship.
I give it to him.
I assumed you put it on the desk.
Yeah, that works.
He picks it up, he looks at it, rotating it in his hands. Well, this is the best I've got. Suppose I'll have to take this for now.
I tell him, oh, it only lasts for an hour, unfortunately. Before the magic dissipates.
No. For your help and information.
Okay.
He looks at it a long time. And he nods. He puts it back on the desk and says, "My assistant will have your payment ready. I'll have some scholars put some research into how a thing might be possible, but you've done your part of the bargain."
Dova, I'm not sure if you're aware, but they actually are a canon thing in the area.
Not necessarily in Dova's area.
Not necessarily the way that they fly.
Oh.
Airships are very, very rare. They also fly with hot magical gas. Such levitation like this is practically unheard of.
Okay.
I thought I mentioned... No, I didn't mention something like that. I mentioned something of the sort, but not actually saying that.
I just remember because in Baldur's Gate itself, you actually have to get the parts back from one of the nobles who had somehow acquired the parts from, I think it's Kalimshan, to make an airship.
Ah.
And after you acquire the parts again, the wizard from the foreign land tries to kill you, but that's neither here nor there.
Alright, what do you all do now?
We go collect our payment.
Alright.
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
You return to the reception area. And as soon as you enter, you see a decently large sack of coins sitting on the counter, on the desk in front of the assistant. The assistant turns to you as you enter and simply nods, motioning towards the sack of coins with her other hand, or sorry, his hand.
I will go pick up the sack and head for the door, I guess.
All right.
Just follow behind him.
When you are all mostly out, the assistant calls for you and says, "Oh, wait one moment. I've received a bit of news that might be of use to you all." He looks around on his desk. He grabs a scrap of parchment and he says, here it is. There is a... Sorry.
There's a what?
One moment.
He said 1 second.
Oh. Oh, I didn't hear that part.
There is a shrine in the city. I forget what it's called. The Unrolling Scroll. They've been having some troubles in their crypt, and they're looking for some help. I believe that'd be your type of work, would it not?
Sure.
Well, usually a cleric would take care of problems in a crypt, but I guess.
Well, I would believe that you'd either be out of work or looking for it. Either way, I was told to give the offer to you by Lord Hordine.
Well, I'm not really looking for work, but I am looking for gold.
There is a amount of gold. I
Right?
believe it's 200 for honest assistance. 200 gold, that is. Is my push to talk working?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Not giving me the click anymore.
I will take the paper.
She hands you the scrap of parchment. It seems to have been outside for a decent amount of time. As some of the ink is faded. It's not a professionally written note, but it's fairly well penned. Alright, add note from the House of the Unrolling Scroll. Or the Unrolling Scroll. Alright. What do you all want to do?
So are we walking out of the manor now?
Yep.
Right, is there a beggar in sight?
A beggar?
Yeah.
Not in here. This is the upper city. This is a very rich portion. The lower city would likely have quite a bit more beggars.
Right. Alright, well I know some people in upper cities too. I'm gonna give that note that I wrote earlier to one of my criminal contacts to get to where I want it to.
Could you write out a summary of what was on the note and send it to me over,
It was just, sure.
I mean, it's just for me to remember. And
Okay.
for you to actually put some detail in it so that I can remember it all. Alright, but you do so. You find one of the marked people and slyly hand them the note.
And how much gold do we each get out of that sack?
The sack itself contains... One moment. Yes, I have written it down here. It contains 50 platinum pieces.
Oh wow.
50 platinum, huh?
Converted, that would be 500 gold.
Well, I say we take 10 each, and even though we don't know we're getting a 5th person in character, we can consider that the party inventory for now, if that works.
Putting aside for saving, that is very smart personal finance. Considering at least one of you, at least 2 of you, is from a quasi-criminal organization dealing with mercantile issues, I believe you would know quite a bit about personal financing.
They're trying to get a better opinion about themselves.
Yeah, that's why I said quasi-criminal.
Anyways. Any objections to that?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
I'll make a new character and call them Party Inventory.
That's a pretty good idea.
But otherwise, it's basically in my bag of holding, if it's on there.
Name it the bank.
The bank. Okay.
Just so I can see it on the top row without it getting cut off.
Not just bank. The bank.
Should have been donkey.
But we already have Donkey.
I know.
We'll name
The
it
donkey's
Shrek.
real.
No. Don't name it that. I personally forbid you. No. You delete that right now.
Freak.
God damn it. Alright, where are you all going now?
Well, I'd say it's time for us to sleep.
Yeah, probably.
It's getting
Actually-
pretty bright out.
Well, it's already been bright. It's like 1 p.m.
I know.
Actually,
sorry.
it's about 3 p.m.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say we go check in at this shrine first. Let them know, hey, we'll come do this, but we operate at night.
Okay.
That way, we're not trying to get them awake in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Alright. You would head off to the... Jesus Christ, why do I keep reading? The Unrolling Scroll. It is a rather squat building in the lower city. Actually, no, it wouldn't be in the lower city. It would likely be in the upper city, near the High Hall and the High House of Wonders. Basically, only a few blocks walk from where you are right now.
Cool. We take the
you
car.
arrive there, and going inside, you see basically a large library, except it's a cross between a church, a chapel, and a library. Church and chapel is kind of interchangeable, but I said them both at once, and it kind of made it sound like I was combining the three.
Yeah.
Either way. One of the priests approaches you with a quizzical look on their face. Says, "Are you here to bask in the knowledge of Ogma?
I
Or are
dig
you here
out.
for other business?"
I dig out the note. Other business.
looks at it. He actually takes out a pair of glasses and reads it and says, "Oh, excellent. So we've had quite a few issues with our honored dead becoming quite undead. And none of
Describe
us
what
are
you
really
mean.
able to..." Sorry?
How do you mean undead?
Yes,
They were dead
they're
and then they
moving
stopped,
now. Yes,
obviously.
yes. Whereas before they would be quite calm and
Immobile.
sedentary.
Oh.
They're now up and about and quite angry, it seems.
So you want us to turn them into re-dead?
Yes, that's precisely what we want you to do. Is we much prefer our honored dead to remain dead.
So re-dead.
Yes, and none of us are really the ones to swing a mace.
Dova, please tell me you know what a re-dead is.
Of course I do. Just give me enough time to perform a Google search.
Legend of Zelda.
Ah, yes.
The things that
Those-
shriek at you and...
And then
That
you're
looks
frozen
terrifying.
as they walk toward you, and then if they touch you, they grab your face and absorb your...
That's pretty brutal.
They also take like 8 hits to kill, which is a lot in Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. You don't think these exist in this universe.
Good.
I was just trying to make a joke and it fell flat because you don't know what it is.
Well, now
Get
I know what it
cultured,
is.
man.
I
Thanks,
can make
Dova.
fun of your joke. Anyways.
So yeah, so we're following him or what?
Not really. He's just standing there. He's just said that they're not the ones to swing maces.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought he asked us to follow him for some reason.
Nope.
We operate primarily at night, so we wanted to just stop by here during the day, let you know that we can come do it tonight. But yeah, we prefer the dark.
Dove, I'm gonna conjure a parasol.
You conjure up what?
A parasol.
Umbrella.
I know, but I thought it was a harrow soul. I was
Oh.
like, I don't know what that is. But a parasol?
I-
Is a slightly glowing parasol. Immediately springs into your hands, indoors.
Perfect.
Well, and he says as he kind of looks at Cobalt's sudden umbrella, the crypts are rather dark as it is. I mean, there's a few candles in there, but
Well, we also haven't slept yet, so
fair enough. We understand. We have some people who live here, so I suppose I will inform one of them to remain awake tonight to let you in.
thank you much.
He gives a nod. Do you require any other services of our temple?
That was all.
Very well. May he watch over you and record your greatest battles.
Alright, time to find an inn.
All right. There's a list of inns on this.
Well, I'm assuming that we're going to... Oh, actually, no. We're from Neverwinter, huh?
Yeah,
Or at least I am. I don't know about everyone
the
else.
two of us grew up in Neverwinter as well.
Sweet.
Yep.
How we wound up here, I don't know, but
Here we are.
All right. Do you have any place in mind? You've stayed here a decent amount of times in the past.
Yes, so probably where we would stay normally. That's
Okay.
what I was
Alright.
meaning in my note.
Yeah, but it was never really established where you all stayed normally.
Well,
There's
I
a
don't
I
actually
have,
know
I
what
have
that
a
is.
list of ones that are written down and have locations.
well, if
Uh,
we've been here for a while, so we would realistically
You would have, yeah, you would have a favorite inn. There's the Blade and Stars, and I'll just read off the flavor text from this. A quiet inn known for its high-quality foodstuffs. The Blushing Mermaid, which is in the northeastern section.
I know that
It is a hub of illicit businesses.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Elf Song Tavern, a tavern near the eastern gate known for a ghostly elven voice which sings songs late in the night. You delete that right now. I'll delete it for you.
What am I missing?
Oh, that's great. Look at the characters. Upper left corner.
Christ, him.
Ah, that's great.
Do you think God stays in heaven, for he too lives in fear of what he created?
Yeah, he really does. He's kind of just ashamed. Continuing on.
20 points for whoever can guess what that quote is.
I know it's from Spy Kids 2.
Yes.
Steve Buscemi.
That's a great line for a kids movie.
I wasn't
The helm
expecting you to
and
notice
cloak.
it so fast.
I see something change in the upper left corner. I immediately fucking zero in on it.
Delete this.
Delete this.
This in Spanish. Continuing on, there's the helm and cloak, an expensive but well worth it feasting hall, popular with both locals and travelers. That's upper floors are rented out to the vast majority of knights of the unicorn.
Question.
Yes.
You said that was 50 platinum pieces total, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
500 is not equally divisible by 3.
It is by 5, though.
What did you say?
Oh wait, how many people are here?
4? 5?
We're okay. So
Yes, we divided it. Basically, it was decided that everybody would get 10 gold, which evens out to
Platinum.
1 platinum. Yep. And the rest would be sort of thrown in a savings account of sorts.
Okay, so like when we buy rooms for everyone, we just take it from there kind of thing.
Well, I figured we'd
Definitely
buy
do so.
rooms individually, but it's
Why would we
more
buy
for
rooms?
like if we need to replace the cart or something.
Okay.
Right. The Purple Worm Inn and Tavern. It's a tavern much like the Elf Song, which, as you remember, has a ghostly voice singing at night. But it's more commonly used by merchants and adventurers.
Just because it's called Purple Worm, I want it.
Okay.
Unless there's one called
No, hold on.
Centipede.
The Splurging Sturgeon, which I think should be pronounced as the Splurgeon Sturgeon.
I agree.
It's a bit south of the Blushing Mermaid. It's pretty ironic. It's small but it's very well known, relatively cheap. And then 3 Old Kegs. It's highly comfortable and only slightly expensive. It is definitely the most highly rated establishment in Baldur's Gate.
Do they have a Yip here or something?
Yep.
Their version of Yelp?
I don't believe so. I believe that's common tongue. Just sort of hearsay.
Oh.
Plus
Yes,
telling
yes, I-
everybody how your experience was in real life, like not like of kids these days. These goddamn kids. I hate them.
Millennials?
I hate them. Terrible. They're worst. Anyways, I heard one for the Blushing Mermaid, 3 Old Kegs, and the Purple Worm and Tavern. Actually, no, the Splurgeon Sturgeon. No, the Purple Worm. I'm arguing with myself.
Eh. The Blushing Mermaid works for me. Or the 3 Old
Alright.
Kegs, one of the two.
The list activity's good.
Blushing Mermaid?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, then again, do we really want to sleep somewhere where we have to set a watch on our stuff? The 3 Old Kegs is right next to it, anyways.
Alright. I guess I could just walk over there.
Exactly.
Alright.
All right. You go to the Three Old Kegs. Fantastic place. And this is where you've stayed during most of your nights after you figured out that it was quite excellent. It's a decently large building. 4 floors above ground and 2 below. Reading this paragraph. The ground floor is the communal area. It's got the bar. It's got plenty of tables, chairs, seating areas. They have 2 bars. You sure?
In the game, they do.
Well, that's in the game.
The game is considered canonical.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Mainly because
Well.
there's not a whole lot of other sources to go off of.
Yeah. Anyways.
I remember because I
it's-
had a difficult time in the tavern because I had to go in and order a drink from the bar, and I'm like, I'm at the barkeep's got no option for me ordering this drink, what's going on? And then I discovered the other bar. Anyways.
The ground floor is very open, although not gigantic. It's furnished with a lot of shabby old armchairs, coffee tables, various gaming tables and mats. There's a round table currently occupied by a group of fairly respectable looking individuals. There's a dragonborn and a tiefling having a heated discussion. It seems to be a friendly one, sort of enthusiastic, not angry.
Are they arguing over who would win, Gandalf or Dumbledore?
Roll perception. Jesus.
Yes.
That only means that he'd hear what they're saying, not necessarily they're saying that.
Mm.
Yes.
You hear them excitedly discussing the find that they've had. A lost tomb of some old mage, perhaps? What he actually is not really... it's not certain through this conversation, as his title keeps changing. He's a mage, he's a sorcerer, he's a philosopher. But either way, it's rumored that he has very expensive things buried with him, and these guys are basically best friends, and they're discussing how they're going to go about this and, what they're going to do.
Okay.
They're mostly discussing travel arrangements right now and getting pretty excited about it.
Alright, how much was it per night and for meals and stuff at this?
Oh, here we go.
Because we, of course, know that having been paying it for...
Yeah. It is going to be 5 silver per person per night, which you have 4 people with you, so that will mean 2 gold per night. The price includes a stabling. There's a attached stable. A plate of bread, bottomless ice water, cold baths, and laundry service.
I'm gonna toss one of my platinum pieces to the keeper and be like, rounds for everybody!
You hear... It's specifically said here that it's meant to be a very sort of quiet and relaxed place.
It's called the Three Kegs! Definitely wasn't quiet in the game.
The king's clientele tends to be considerably tamer than that of most inns in Baldur's Gate.
And
It
yet I
caters
was
towards
hired.
relaxed, easygoing individuals who prefer to spend their days engaged in reading, napping, and low-stakes gambling.
Where are you finding this information?
Oh my god.
Because in the game, I had to break up a bar fight in there.
Bar fights are really rare, obviously.
I don't know, they seem to cater to a lot of sailors, and well, they kind of are a bit rowdy.
Here
But
you
seriously, where are you getting this info?
go. I posted it in the rooms of Reptiles.
Oh, I don't hear notifications while I'm streaming.
Oh.
Oh, Forgotten Realms wiki. Well, fine. I'll pay and not say that. I'll ask for a feast.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll go that route.
You also know for a fact that this place doesn't serve very much food.
Hmm.
Well, I want a feast this time.
Alright. You are given both the room key, and actually, how many rooms do you ask for?
I'd say 2. I mean, I'd assume they have 2 beds each.
Alright. That is correct. They have 2 beds each. And you are given... So you're given 2 keys. You're also given a large plate. On it is a... I don't think... a sandwich. On a dark bread. And in the middle is a very large slab of cured meat. Kind of like corned beef.
Cool.
In fact, this is really close to a Reuben.
Even
Except
better.
minus
I wanna-
the Thousand Island dressing.
Aw.
Oh, sweet.
Oh wait, no Thousand Island dress?
I mean, there could be. This could be
100,000
just a
on the
Reuben.
dressing.
Alright. As you have been given a large Reuben with a bowl of steaming soup.
Soup. I dip my sandwich in my soup before
Alright.
taking a bite.
What flavor soup?
Doesn't matter. Soup and sandwich go together. It's always delicious.
It very much depends.
A thin vegetable soup. However,
Delicious.
it tastes much more hearty than it looks.
Delicious.
It is, quite frankly, delicious. What sort of drink do you get along with it?
Ah,
They offer a good selection of meads, ales, and a lot of wine.
What is this
I want some cider.
century's? What is this century's version of milkshakes?
nothing.
Ice cream is very, very rare.
Oh yeah, I want apple juice then.
Alright. You retrieved a bottle of a mildly alcoholic apple cider. Very, very mildly alcoholic, just to keep it from spoiling.
I grab a hearty ale.
Alright. Ale is...
Oh, come on. My platinum
We'll just
doesn't
roll
cover
that
it
up
all.
to 1 silver. This is just for me.
Oh,
Alright. You have a excellent dinner. Actually, it'd be more like a late lunch, as it's 4 o'clock in the evening.
But I mean, that's our dinner time.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is your dinner.
our dinner time's more like 11 a.m., but yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
We're up late.
You feel very satisfied in yourself. The interior of this place is furnished with tons of various animal trophies, paintings, mementos from various places. I'm going to talk about that later once we're actually done here. about something completely unrelated but related at the same exact time. This is basically a retired adventurer's lounge.
Oh, so it's
And,
the Friendly
and
Arms
active
Inn.
adventurers. Yeah.
Alright, well, after enjoying food, I say we settle down for the night.
Yes.
And probably call it there.
All right.
All right.
In the evening, or over the time that you actually sleep, nothing interesting happens. However, Raku,
I go over to the Blushing Mermaid and I meet with my contact.
you do so. Or actually, shit, hold on one moment.
Should cost 20 gold, I think.
All right, you do precisely so, meeting them literally in the back alley.
All right. I give them their payment. I'll be on their way.
All right, your contact nods and sort of fades into the crowd as it fades into the post-work day crowd.
All right. Then I head back to the 3 kegs.
Yep.
And then I go to sleep.
All right.
I want a bath before I go to sleep, though.
All right. Cold baths are free. A hot bath will probably be covered by your platinum.
I want a hot bath, then.
All right. You
I mean,
have
we
a
are
hot bath.
kobolds.
The
Cold baths would
bathhouse,
not
I
go well.
believe, is... Where's the bathhouse? It would actually be in one of the... sort of a side room on one of the floors. Each floor would have a bathroom, specifically for bathing. And you do so. A hot bath is drawn for you. You have a nice time, having a nice, relaxing bath.
Basically being cooked.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. I believe it would be good to end the session here,
All right.
as literally 1 minute before the deadline.
All right.
Awesome. Well, you can do your wrap-up thing, Eric's.
Alright, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. I will be streaming again tomorrow. We have our community game night tomorrow. We will be playing Payday 2. Hope to see you all there. Make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button, depending on where you're watching. Remember, I am a Twitch affiliate now, and so please consider subscribing to the channel. You do get a free subscription as an Amazon Prime member, if any of you have that. You just link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and you get Twitch Prime for free, which in turn, of course, turns into a free subscription. So, again, thanks for joining, and have a good day. You guys can say goodnight, you know.
Oh,
Good night. I'm Cobalt.
bye.